All right, Cowboys Nation, stop what you're doing right now because we have some massive breaking news that could shake up the entire NFL landscape, and it just happened. If you love football and you love the Dallas Cowboys, this is the moment you've been waiting for. The biggest signing of the offseason, maybe even the biggest signing in the NFL so far, is reportedly done. That's right, one of the top edge rushers in the league, Samson Ebukam, is officially headed to Dallas. Now, before you say, hold up, wait a minute, are we sure about this? Let me walk you through everything you need to know about this developing story, why it matters, and what it means for the Cowboys defense moving forward. Samson Ebukam is not just any free agent signing. This is a guy who has made a name for himself as a relentless pass rusher, a high motor player who can get after the quarterback with speed and power. He's a 6'3", 245-pound edge defender with Nigerian roots who has been grinding in the NFL since being drafted by the Rams in 2017. Over the years, he's developed into a versatile weapon capable of playing both outside and on the inside, creating matchup nightmares for offensive tackles and tight ends alike. His track record speaks for itself. In the 2023 season with the Indianapolis Colts, he exploded for a career-high 9.5 sacks along with 57 tackles and multiple forced fumbles, showing that he's not just about the sack numbers, but about disrupting offenses consistently. But here's the twist. Right before the 2024 season, Ebukam suffered a devastating Achilles injury that sidelined him for the entire year. Achilles injuries can be brutal for edge rushers who rely heavily on burst and lateral agility, so naturally, there is some skepticism about whether he'd come back as strong as before. That said, reports from insiders indicate that Samson has been making steady progress through his rehab and is expected to be fully healthy by the time training camps open. This makes the potential signing by Dallas all the more interesting because it's a classic low-risk, high-reward move. If Ebukam returns to form, he adds immediate depth and explosiveness to an already formidable Cowboys defensive front. Now, as of right now, there has been no official press release from the Dallas Cowboys organization. Neither Samson nor his agent have posted any confirmation on social media, and the Cowboys beat writers have been tight-lipped. But in the NFL, sometimes silence speaks volumes. This morning, social media exploded with rumors and sources claiming the deal is done, a verbal agreement has been reached, and Samson is expected to report to Dallas facilities imminently. Of course, we all know how NFL free agency can be a roller coaster full of surprises, but given the timing and the chatter, this story feels more than just a rumor. Dallas has a history of quietly landing solid contributors in free agency, especially on defense, and this signing fits that mold perfectly. Let's talk about why this signing could be a game changer for the Cowboys. The team already boasts a strong defensive line led by the fiery Micah Parsons, who has been an absolute terror for opposing quarterbacks. Add to that Dorrance Armstrong and Maisie Smith, and you've got a group with star power and size. However, the depth on the edge has been somewhat of a question mark after some departures and injuries last season. Bringing in a player like Samson Ebukam gives the Cowboys a proven pass rusher who can rotate in and keep those stars fresh. Plus, Samson's ability to play multiple positions along the defensive front gives defensive coordinator Dan Quinn some exciting new wrinkles to implement, potentially making Dallas's defense even more unpredictable and explosive. From a skill set standpoint, Samson offers a unique blend of speed and power. He runs a reported 4.45 second 40-yard dash, which is blazing fast for a guy his size, and he pairs that speed with a relentless motor. What really makes him valuable is his ability to pressure quarterbacks not just from the outside, but also by using inside moves to collapse the pocket. This versatility means the Cowboys won't have to rely solely on Micah Parsons or Dorrance Armstrong to generate pressure. Samson can shoulder some of that load and give the defense more flexibility to blitz linebackers or drop them into coverage. Of course, money talks in the NFL, and this is where the deal gets even more interesting. Samson's last contract was a 3-year deal worth up to $27 million with the Colts, including $10 million guaranteed. But coming off a major injury, it's expected that Dallas will sign him on a 1-year prove-it deal, probably somewhere in the $5 to $8 million range with bonuses tied to performance and playing time. This makes it a smart cap move for Dallas. They're not committing long-term, so if Ebukam can't return to form, they can move on without major repercussions. But if he does come back strong, the Cowboys get an edge rusher who can immediately improve their pass rush at a bargain price. Fan reactions have been wild. On Twitter, Reddit, and Cowboys forums, there's a mix of excitement and cautious optimism. Some fans are pumped about adding another weapon next to Parsons, imagining the chaos that combo could wreak on opposing offensive lines. Others are wary, pointing out that Achilles injuries have ended many promising careers and cautioning the team against banking too heavily on Ebukam's return to peak form. But that's the beauty of football. You win some, you lose some, and sometimes you take a gamble on talent because the upside can be massive. From a strategic perspective, having Ebukam on the roster means a few things for Dallas heading into the next season. First, training camp battles will be more intense. He'll push Dorrance Armstrong for playing time, which means every snap counts. Healthy competition is good for the team because it forces everyone to bring their best. Second, depth matters immensely in the NFL playoffs, where injuries pile up and fatigue sets in. Micah Parsons can't do it all alone, and having a proven edge like Ebukam ready to step in could be the difference between winning a close playoff game and an early exit. Third, this signing sends a clear message to the rest of the league. Dallas is doubling down on defense and is willing to invest in experienced, versatile players who can help them win now. Looking ahead, here's what we should be watching for in the coming weeks. First, we'll want to see visual updates of Ebukam's rehab, training videos, physio clips, anything that confirms he's back to 100%. Then, once Dallas minicamp kicks off, he'll need to show up on the practice fields and get through drills. Finally, preseason snaps will be crucial. That's when the team and fans will get the clearest indication of whether this signing was a home run or a swing and a miss. But beyond the stats and contracts, what really makes this potential signing resonate is the story of Samson Ebukam himself. He's a guy who came from humble beginnings, born in Nigeria, who worked his way through college football at Eastern Washington, going undrafted and fighting his way up through the NFL ranks. Yeah, his journey is one of resilience, grit, and perseverance. Coming back from a devastating injury like an Achilles tear and landing a deal with one of the most iconic franchises in football, the Cowboys, that's a narrative that hits deep with fans and teammates alike. It's about redemption, about proving doubters wrong and about writing a new chapter in his career. So, what should Cowboys fans do right now? Get excited, but stay patient. Watch the news, watch the team's official channels for confirmation, and keep an eye on training camp reports. If this deal gets official, it's not just another signing, it's a statement of intent. Dallas wants to make noise in 2025, and adding Samson Ebukam could be the spark that ignites their pass rush and, by extension, their playoff run. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the potential signing of Samson Ebukam? Are you pumped to see what he can do alongside Micah Parsons, or are you skeptical about the injury risk and waiting for proof before getting hyped? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you love this kind of breaking news. And don't forget to subscribe, because we will be following this story closely with updates, highlights, and in-depth analysis as it unfolds. Remember, this is just the beginning of what could be the most exciting Cowboys offseason in years. With this signing, the defense gets stronger, the roster gets deeper, and the excitement builds. So buckle up, Cowboys fans. Things are about to get wild in Dallas, and we're here to bring you all the inside info, the breakdowns, and the hype. Until next time, stay safe, stay hyped, and as always, go Cowboys!